Hey everyone, and welcome back to another one of my videos. Today is what most of us would call New Year's Eve, the last day of 2020. So I thought it would be fitting to do a year in review and show all the things that I have crocheted or knitted up this year, just as a final recap and kind of reflect on my progress in the craft and working with yarn, and maybe some projects I hope to do in the future. So let's get into it. The very first thing I ever crocheted was just a few rows of a single crochet repeat, then a double crochet repeat, then a triple crochet repeat, of course in US terms, and that was just to practice the stitches to see if I could get it. And I got it, and I ended up when I did a massive cleaning of the house a few months ago, I ended up throwing that away. So that's kind of a bummer. I wish I would have held on to that just as a keepsake, because I started crocheting during the COVID lockdown, the first one, where I was just at home for months with nothing to do, and I decided to learn how to crochet and use YouTube as a reference and all the amazing crochet and knit bloggers. I really thank you for all the work that you put into creating content and helping us newbies learn this amazing craft and working with yarn. So that very first thing is gone, but let's jump into the second thing. Okay, so the very second thing I learned how to crochet was, here it is, this yarn flower. The lighting is kind of cool in here, I guess, but anyway, this is a red yarn. I have no idea the brand, the fiber content, nothing about it. This is craft yarn that I've had, and it's moved around with me over the years. Never really used it much for anything other than tying a bow on gifts, and it was a pretty lengthy ball of yarn, so I'm thinking maybe it was like a red heart type yarn. And the most use that I ever got out of it until I started learning how to crochet was I had a pet bird, fly up onto the roof of my house, and it became night, and birds can't see in the dark, and we have raccoons and possums and all kinds of things at night that would come out to the house. So I didn't know what to do. I couldn't get up on the roof, so I took that ball of yarn and I lassoed that bird down to the ground, and praise the Lord, nothing happened to the bird. It was just fine and just got put back safely inside. So I'm not one to keep birds inside, but they're a rescue and needed looking after, and they did get to go outside often, and then sometimes it resulted them on going on the roof and not coming down. But anyways, yeah, so I just threw that ball of yarn. I held on to the end of the string like a kite, and I threw the ball of yarn up on the roof. It kind of looped around the bird, and I pulled the bird down and I caught the bird. Anyways, so that's the story of this yarn, and I used it all on this flower, my little repeat swatch of stitches, practice stitches, and I also made a hat, and that hat is at my mom's house. Maybe I'll insert a picture of it, because that was the third thing that I made from yarn. Now, the fourth thing I made from yarn was this amazing brown poncho. This is all alpaca yarn, and my husband surprised me with it. I got a package in the mail, and it was a big box of alpaca yarn. It was brown. It was probably not, I mean, brown is a really nice color. I'm not bashing it. It may not have been the color choice of maybe my choosing, but that's okay. It's beautiful, and it goes right over. I wear it all the time. Really, really like this poncho, and the alpaca is so soft. He got this from eBay, the yarn from eBay. And when it came, it had a little note from all the alpacas that the fiber came from. So it was really, really cute. And it was like signed "Thank you" from Alpacas, Star, Indigo, and Pioneer, and a couple others. So it was really cool. So this is the 4th thing that I made in 2020. Then I got to make one sock. I say one sock because I'm going to frog the second sock. It needs to be redone so it matches this sock perfectly. No, this is the bad sock. See how there's no like real definition from the heel to the ankle? And this is the good sock. This looks like a real sock to me. So it is still attached to the yarn. I need to just free it from the yarn, that it could be a real little sock all on its own, away from the rest of the yarn. This is a cashmere blend yarn that I got from one of my knit crates that I received. I was subscribed to Knit Crate and then decided it was just not for me. Not because there's anything wrong with it. It's a really great service if you're looking for a fun little project to do every month. But for me, I have so many projects of my own that I want to do. I do not have time to commit to Knit Crate's projects right now. So I have a whole list of things that I want to do, especially lots of blankets and things for my family. So that's got to come first. I did end my subscription to Knit Crate. Maybe sometime in the future I will subscribe to another yarn club service of some kind. So either Knit Crate or Maker's Mercantile has some nice clubs. I think Kramer Yarns has some too, which I might look into. But anyway, this is beautiful, beautiful soft yarn. Also probably not my particular color choice favorite. I know you can change your color choices on Knit Crate depending on what you like. I don't know. It's just, these socks are going to be for my grandma. I need to get cracking on that. So I'm going to finish those. Her birthday is January 14th. Today's the 31st of December. I think I could do it. So that's a good challenge for me. So that is the 5th thing that I've made. Now, the 6th thing that I made, I got some peaches and cream cotton from Walmart. And yes, this has like a little cap on it. I was starting to do something, maybe like a soap cozy or soap holder. I ended up making a neat pot holder out of that. And it's like double thickness. Pretty cool. It's dirty. I use it a lot. I need to wash it. But I got the idea from my dear friend Darlene, who lives down in Mexico, just south of Tijuana. And she and her family is, I believe they're from Ohio, but they would make these really neat pot holders, and it's something that her family taught her how to make, and then she makes them and she sells them down in Mexico at the flea market along with baked goods and things like that. So I watched her make this, and then I set off to make my own, and I was able to copy it, not perfectly, not as beautifully as she does, but anyway, that is the 7th thing that I made this year. Which takes me to my 8th thing, and it is technically not finished. I want to put a border on it, which I'm working on. But it's this cute baby blanket. This blue yarn was given to me. Did I just hear a crochet hook? Yes, I did. Here's a crochet hook I'm using. Okay, anyway, it's a 4.5. So this shelled baby blanket, I did my best. There's some mistakes and some holes I want to go sew up and close up a little bit more before I'm done. I started putting a little beige border on the edge, little scallops. And instead of I mean, it's a pretty large size. I wanted to make it a bit bigger just to cover, something fun to cover with. But anyway, this this blue yarn was given to me by my sweet friend Mary Sue. And when I was visiting in Arizona, I ran out of yarn from making this poncho, and she was so sweet and kind. She gave me 3 balls of this blue yarn. It's a baby acrylic yarn. I can't remember exactly which brand it was, but so if I can keep track of my count, I think this would be, yeah, I said it was number 8, right? Anyway, I guess the number doesn't matter that much. Besides that, I wanted to say this crochet hook is the Knit Pro. So Just Knots UK, they carry a lot of Janie Crow's patterns and kits, crochet kits there. She does a lot of heirloom crochet blankets that I'm really interested in. I'm sad to say I didn't get to get started on mine that I really wanted to get started on this year. But once I get my family's blankets done, then I'll start working on my heirloom blanket. So that is where I got this whole kit of Knit Pro crochet hooks. I think I got 15 sizes for about $30. So, and they're great hooks. I haven't had any problems with them. So that would take me to number 9, my number 9 project, and that would be my really yummy Noro and Cascade yarn blanket. This covers the top of my bed, and I was following a pattern. I deviated a lot from it, which I tend to do, just like with my poncho and everything else. I just can't stick to a pattern for some reason. I always end up changing it, but this blanket has been so much fun. My husband and I use it every night, or take it into the other room if we want to watch something on a computer. Then we'll cuddle with this. It's really nice. So this would be my 9th thing that I made in 2020, and the last thing I made, oops, I shouldn't say the last thing. Second to last thing I've made, which you've probably seen in other videos recently, is this blanket that I made for my niece. And this is all ice yarn, mohair, and ice yarn, super tweed mix blanket. So that would be number 10. And then the very last thing that I made this year is a knit project. Let me grab it. Hey, so this knit project is something I did as final stitches last night, and this is only knit stitch, or I believe it's called stockinette stitch, and this is a what's it called? Scarf from my mom. So Hobium and Crystal from Bag O' Day, they partnered up for a giveaway, and I got a lot of amazing yarn, and this is the first thing that I made from my giveaway yarn, and it's the Teddy, T-E-D-I, from that giveaway, and the yarn looks like this. It's like a boucle, super soft and squishy. It is a wool blend, and all I need to do is cast off my needles, and it's a done deal. So I can give that to my mom tonight, which I'm going over there to see her. So anyways, that's my year in review, my 2020 yarn finished projects-ish, and I guess since starting COVID, that's a pretty good it's a pretty good deal of crafting. And as far as, you know, I work full time and I commute, and still going back and forth to work, so I'm not one that I can work from home right now. And yeah, so it's been, I think probably yarn has kept me from losing my mind in 2020. Yarn and Jesus and my family. Yeah. So God bless you all in this last day of 2020, and I certainly hope that 2021 brings us lots of love and peace. Though for a lot of us, I think 2021 is looking frightening. I think we have a lot to be thankful for. Maybe we can all reflect and find something that we can be really, really thankful for. At least I know I am, and giving you all my love and hugs, and thanks for the likes and subscribes and support. And I hope my videos have been fun or encouraging or somewhat comforting, or maybe even somewhat educational. I don't know, but thanks for coming with me as I've been learning to crochet and work with yarn. It's been a journey, and I just can't wait to keep going. And here's to all of our fun projects for 2021. I wonder what you're going to make. What are you looking forward to the most in your yarny life? Anyways, well, God bless you, and I will see you in the next video.